Welcome to 5 Minicons, where legends come to life in just 5 minutes. Today, Alexander von Humboldt. Alexander von Humboldt was born Friedrich Wilhelm Heinrich Alexander von Humboldt on September 14, 1769 in Berlin, Germany. He died on May 6, 1859 in Berlin. He was a scientist and explorer, and is still one of the most famous Germans in the world. He came from a distinguished Prussian noble family, and his father, Alexander Georg von Humboldt, was a royal chamberlain and officer, while his mother, Maria Elisabeth von Humboldt, was an educated woman from a distinguished noble family. He grew up with his brother Wilhelm, 2 years his senior, in an atmosphere of intellectual exchange and inquisitiveness. His family attached great importance to education. After graduating from high school in Frankfurt an der Oder, Alexander von Humboldt was sent with his brother Wilhelm to study at Brandenburg University in 1787. Alexander studied political science. However, he finished his studies at the University of Göttingen. There, he devoted himself primarily to the natural sciences and acquired a comprehensive knowledge of botany, geology, mineralogy, and physics. During his studies, Humboldt already showed an extraordinary ability to understand complex relationships and to integrate scientific knowledge. In 1792, he obtained a job in the mining industry in Bayreuth, Bavaria. He pursued this occupation until 1796, during which time he was particularly concerned with botany and planning a trip to another continent. In 1796, his mother died and left Alexander von Humboldt some money, quite some money. He gave up his permanent position in Bayreuth. In 1798, he went to Paris and met the botanist Aimé Bonpland. From 1799 to 1804, Humboldt and Bonpland undertook an epic voyage of exploration to South America. In particular, they explored Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru on the continent. This trip is also known as the Humboldt Expedition. At the end of the trip, they met the then U.S. President Thomas Jefferson in the United States. In 1804, they returned to Europe. During the expedition through South America, Humboldt collected extensive data on the geography, geology, fauna, and climate. He conducted scientific research, documented his discoveries, and later published extensive reports and books about his findings. His work, Voyage aux régions équinoxiales du Nouveau Continent, Voyage to the Equatorial Regions of the New Continent, became a milestone in natural history research. It emphasized the interconnections and interactions in nature, and coined the term cosmic nature. In 1829, Humboldt embarked on an expedition to Russia. In those 6 months, he and his fellow travelers covered 18,000 kilometers, over 10,000 miles. For the Russian government, he set up measuring stations that recorded, among other things, air pressure, temperature, wind direction, and precipitation amounts. This second and last major research trip was followed by the publication Asie Centrale, Central Asia. Humboldt's most important scientific findings were: he created the foundations of modern biogeography and ecology. He pioneered scientific measurements of atmosphere and climate. He discovered the connection between volcanism and earthquakes. He recognized the impact of man on the environment and advocated environmental protection. He developed the idea of a global network of weather stations to collect and analyze climate data. He was celebrated as one of the first scientists for his interdisciplinary approach to scientific research and findings. His passion for nature and his view of the world is best reflected in one of his most famous quotes: "Only in the diversity of phenomena does Earth's life find its fullness." With these words, he emphasized the importance of understanding nature for understanding the world and life on it. In addition to his scientific achievements, Humboldt was also very politically engaged. He campaigned for the abolition of slavery and advocated freedom and social justice. He had close contacts with important personalities of his time, including Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and Simón Bolívar, the liberator of South America. Alexander von Humboldt's travels and explorations helped expand our understanding of nature and the world we live in. He was a visionary thinker. He was an adventurer, writer, and environmentalist. In Berlin, Germany, the university has borne the name Humboldt University since 1949, honoring the achievements of both him and his brother Wilhelm. Well, so much for Alexander von Humboldt. Welcome to 5 Minicons, where in just 5 minutes we bring you the real-life stories behind the world's most remarkable people.